Today's video is a lot more serious than the last few have been, and it's about the NHS. For non-UK folk, the NHS is our national health service. We've had it since 1948. It's the biggest in the world, I believe, and it is entirely funded by taxation. Therefore, we don't pay for the majority of our healthcare. We pay a small amount towards prescriptions, and we pay a small amount towards dentist trips and classes. But they are significantly less than they would be without this health service. It's also a huge employer. It employs 1.6 million people, roughly. Basically a massive cornerstone of our country. It also does such incredible work. This is a long but not complete list of all the things the NHS has done for me in the past 21 years alone. First, before I was even born, my mum got prenatal care. She got scans to make sure that I was okay. She got conversations with experts on how best to look after me because I was her first child, and how to when I was actually born, my mum could have me somewhere safe, somewhere sanitary, with medical professionals present if anything went wrong. Third, after I was born, my mum received postnatal care. A lot of that was in the form of our health visitor. So from just after I was born through to when I was about, I don't know the exact age, I assume 3 or 4, because I remember but not well. My mum had the same person come and visit to make sure she was looking after me properly, to make sure she was okay, also to ensure there were no signs of postnatal depression and that sort of thing, all free of charge. All my vaccinations, from polio, diphtheria, tetanus, when I was a toddler, right through my flu vaccines that I get once a year. 5. When I was a toddler, I used to hold my breath until I passed out. Because we have the NHS, my mum didn't have to worry. She simply rang my health visitor, obviously frantic. What do I do? What do I do? My toddler's just passed out. We were having an argument, and she was reassured. She knew that I was okay, that this was normal. She was told what to do when I did it. Yeah, I'm still a sulky bastard. I don't have the hands for this. 6. When I was 2, I had a fever. Turned out it wasn't just a fever, and I ended up unconscious and fitting. Thanks to the NHS, my parents could get me to a hospital. I was more or less immediately seen because I was still a toddler and therefore in high risk. And thanks to them, I don't have permanent brain damage. 7. About a year later, I got a severe kidney infection. So severe, in fact, I had to be knocked out and have minor surgery. 8. When I was born, it was believed I had a lazy eye. As you may or may not be able to tell, depending on how well this image is showing up on your screen, I don't have a lazy eye. However, because of this worry, for every 3 months until I was 5, I got regular eye tests. I never lost count. When I was 6, I broke my arm. I'm still clumsy as fuck. I was jumping on my brother's bed, I fell off the bed. 9, I fell over in the school playground, cut my head open, got a little stone stuck in it, and all I have left is a tiny scar now, which you can't even see on this because the quality is so bad. 10, when my little brother was 7, we didn't think there was anything wrong with him, medically wise. We were wrong. Turns out my little brother's epileptic. Unfortunately, his first fit was in the bath, and consequently he nearly drowned. With the NHS, he was immediately taken to our local hospital via an ambulance, received immediate urgent care, ended up in an intensive care unit in Manchester, transported by the NHS, looked after by the NHS, and there was a charity as well that kindly provided accommodation for my parents so they could be near him, because Manchester is still a fair few miles away from here. I've continued providing him care for this ever since, and free prescriptions for his epilem to treat his epilepsy. And 12, much more recently, when I was at a friend's house, I stood up wrong and whacked the back of my head. Now that's not uncommon for me, I injure myself fairly regularly. But after 6 days of still feeling dizzy and still getting horrendous headaches, figured I should probably go and make sure I didn't have a severe concussion. That's not everything the NHS has done for me. There is a long list, much longer than this, but I won't waste your time with it. Why am I making this video? I think most of you will know already. You'll know about the issues that are happening with the NHS because they're everywhere. Because everyone is trying to exemplify it. Everyone is trying to make everyone aware that the Conservative government is trying to dismantle our National Health Service and privatise it. And it's disgusting. Because it's going to leave people without essential healthcare. It's going to leave people who already have nothing unable to simply seek treatment. And that's after 60 odd years of free healthcare. To backtrack now is disgusting. George Osborne has cut funds to the NHS by approximately 20% over the next 5 years. In his most recent budget, there was approximately 650 million NHS cuts made, more or less in secret. Very few people knew about them. Rupert Murdoch is on a mission to discredit the NHS and all the incredible work it does. As well as that, there's the entire junior doctors contract debacle. People are now expecting junior doctors to work up to a 90-hour week. To put that into context, I work a 50-hour week in a much less demanding job than most junior doctors, with barely anywhere near the stress levels, and I am exhausted. 90-hour weeks will kill these people. It'll kill their spirit, it'll kill their ability to do their job, which being fatigued on shift is not a good idea for someone performing life-saving procedures. Doctors have even pointed out that this is going to cause this. People within the profession have all pointed out the many flaws in this contract. Our NHS is sacred. It's one of the only things that we all share, and if you don't think we need it, then I honestly truly believe that you have never been down to your last fiver and suddenly had to be rushed to hospital. You've never known someone who you care about who has benefited from the NHS. I can't even imagine the kind of sheltered lifestyle you've led, because we all know someone, we all have been there, and maybe it's just because I'm not from a loaded family, but the idea that you haven't just alarms me. Please stop trying to dismantle our NHS. It's one of the greatest things this country has to offer, and it saves so many lives every year. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow.